Ask any serious motorcycle tuner about improving your ride and you'll get a simple answer. Upgrading and tuning your suspension is the single most effective performance enhancement you can make. So whether you spend your life riding on the blacktop or you enjoy tackling a few green lanes, improving your suspension is key to enhancing your ride. So before you go about changing your exhaust end can, before you Google power commanders, and even before you think your bike will run better on super unleaded, improving and tuning the springy bits at the front and the back of your bike are key to improving your life on two wheels. And this is where Ohlins comes in. If you come from a racing background, particularly the hallowed motocross pits of the 80s and 90s, you'll probably be aware of Ohlins, with its trademark golden forks and yellow spring shots. If you had Ohlins, you were serious about racing. If you had Ohlins, you had a good chance of winning. And this remains true today. To prove the theory, we took ABR reader Pierre over to BG Motorsport at Silverstone to get an entire set of brand spanking new Ohlins suspension fitted to his stock Tenere 700. Now, the Yamaha Tenere 700 comes with capable yet built to budget suspension, like many bikes. And after a few summer tours and plenty of green laning, Pierre decided that he fancied an upgrade. Well, and that's where we came in.
After weighing up the bike and the rider and thoroughly quizzing Pierre on his riding requirements, the technicians got to work, stripping out the stock KYB forks, linkage and shock with a few deft twirls of the snap-ons. In its place, the front end was treated to the Ohlins FKA 114 front fork kit, and at the rear, the YA818 shock absorber. The forks are that rich gold colour, and at the back the yellow spring with a gold piggyback reservoir and remote adjuster just screams factory bike cool.
But it's not all about looks. The forks, for example, are fully adjustable, with the right leg handling rebound adjustment and the left handling compression. Now, I actually had the Tenere 700 in stock form as a long-term review bike last year, and while I'm a big fan of it, I always suspected the suspension was a limiting factor in its performance. Getting the full Ohlins treatment was always going to improve the bike, but I was keen to see how much of a difference it actually made. To get the full measure of the Ohlins units, Pierre and I went out for a ride. We've spent the whole of today riding a lot of twisting country roads and plenty of green lanes. Out on the trails, the bike is beautifully taut and precise. You can put it anywhere you want to, and it sticks to the trail like muesli to an old cereal bowl. The steering became more responsive, you can get the power down earlier, and the bike holds a line better than you could ever imagine. From fast flowing trails to whoops, ruts and nadgery little forest lanes, it's hugely confidence inspiring. Big hits no longer bottom out the suspension, and it glides over rocky trails with ease. On the road, the bike feels so taut and precise again. Give it a nudge of counter steer and it darts into turns. And it is a huge amount of fun to flick between bends. And there's also a hell of a lot less fork dive under braking, and I feel a lot more confident to get on the throttle earlier when I'm on the road. At motorway speeds, it's also a lot more balanced and it feels a lot more stable, especially when I've got a pillion rider or I've got a full set of luggage. In short, the Ohlins suspension has completely transformed the bike for the better, and it was already a pretty damn good motorcycle. The only downside? Well, I've got to give the bike back to Pierre.